The Rap Roundtable.
Ah, yes, the Rap Roundtable is back on deck for the last Monday of 2025. Most consistent, most active, most truthful, best podcast of hip hop. Get
Yes.
your ones up. It's the Rap Roundtable. I'm your boy Jarv here, alongside Sincere the Rap Snob, alongside Macito, alongside Deanie the Balance. And y'all know what it is. And for the people who have been locked in with us year over year, I know every year we wrap the year up and we make some picks. We talk about the MVPs, we talk about the album of the years, the songs of the years, the everything that we think matters of the year. You know, this is the first time I think we're not doing it in studio, though. It's been an in-studio topic, but the way this year's kind of shook out in the topic, the fourth quarter being what it was with so much music, the Nas, the Primo coming through, a blitz in the conversations. We had to shake some things up, and we decided to do it on our apropos, no less, our last live of 2025. Fellas, what's good?
Yo, chilling, man. End of the year vibes, you know what I mean? Looking forward to 2026, looking forward to what hip hop is going to come with in the new year. And definitely looking back at this illustrious year, especially the second half of the year, man. We're going to get into it, but like first half was kind of but that second half starting, from July on, monstrous. A lot to go through this year.
Absolutely. And of course, we as much as we want to get into the awards, I'm noticing #Macito that certain people from the OVO gang are trying to revise history at the buzzer of 2025, trying to change certain conversations, trying to relitigate certain conversations. And of course, we are here at the Rap Roundtable to maintain checks and balances. But before we get into all of that, we got a few things to cover. More importantly, starting off the 2025 Roundtable Awards.
Yes.
Rap album of the year. We got to get into it. It's a lot of heavyweight choices, a lot of conversations. A lot of y'all talked about certain albums in the chat, so on and so forth. So let's get into our nominees for Rap Album of the Year. So of course we're gonna start off with Light Years by Nas. That's been the leading conversation in hip hop. That is a nominee for Rap Album of the Year. Even if you or we or I in this case didn't love what Primo did. Yes, Shy Princess, a calendar year.
That's it. We don't need no more nominees. That's it. They got it.
Light Years is too good.
Give it to them.
Light Years is too important to the zeitgeist of hip hop for us to not nominate it for Album of the Year. Then you have, of course, an album that we have debated. I've been maybe arguably on the wrong side of history with this album, but you have Freddie Gibbs, Alchemist, Alfredo 2, definitely a nominee.
Hell yeah.
Wale, we didn't get to review it, but that don't mean we didn't listen to it. We just had other things that we needed to cover on the pod, but everything is a lot. Absolutely a contender. Wale fighting uphill, fighting weird narratives attached to him, put out an album that people love this year in a real way. Life is Beautiful. Of course, you got to talk about 2 Chainz and the artists that
Larry June.
I don't love so much. Not a fan of his. Larry June.
Come on, John.
But it was a strong body of work, okay?
Yes.
Conway the Machine entering the conversation in the fourth quarter. You can't kill God with bullets. Strong album. If you ain't listened to it, you played yourself. Album of the Year contender. And of course, no list for Album of the Year will be complete without Let God Sort Them Out, one of the most anticipated, best promoted albums of the year. So we have our nominees, fellas. We've talked about it. We had our pre-show meeting. We talked about it. So I'm going to pass off the announcement to my brother Sincere the Rap Snob. Who does the Rap Roundtable have for 2025 Rap Album of the Year?
The tone setters for 2025, the Brothers Thornton, Clips, Pusha T, and Malice, along with Pharrell. They put together an immaculate album front to back. More than any other album, it felt like the event album of the year, not just because of the music, but because of all the visuals they put out. Like, who even rolls out that many visuals for one album anymore in 2025. They made sure to do that for us. You know what I mean? The moments on it, the features on it. You had Kendrick Lamar, you had Tyler the Creator, of course, the hook of the year with Stove God Cooks, Malice. I mean, we've already said everything that we can about Malice, but you know, we could stand to say a little bit more. Malice came through and damn near stole the show, man. For him to be away from the game for so long and come back and be in this kind of rapping shape and sound this good, and to hear him, you know, alongside his brother again, it just everything about this was right. Everything about this was, well, you know, perfectly done. No other album deserves this more than Let God Sort Them Out by the Clips. Not to say that there weren't other amazing albums this year, but the Clips got it on this one.
My brothers, real quick, Macito and Dini, what are your final thoughts on Let God Sort Them Out as we bring 2025 to a close? Starting with you, Macito, and Dini, you can follow right after that.
Probably the easiest time that I've been a part of the Rap Roundtable. Easiest album of the year choice there's been. Clear classic from when all four of us first heard it. One of those albums where all of us are having different favorite songs. This is you know, with the anticipation that I had as well. Remember, guys, I said I wasn't sure if it was going to come out. So just a fantastic album, production wise, songwriting, thematically, like everything that Pusha T usually puts into his solos, because he has one of the best discographies. Everything was on steroids here. Clear album of the year choice.
As a total body of work, it's guided. I mean, first of all, we got to give some congrats to the synergy that shout out to Sin Brother Storton still hold. You know, like for them to be as still sharp and lyrically dexterous as they are. You know, the album was very like deep. It was heartfelt, emotional, vulnerable. It just had like everything you don't really get from a lot of albums today. You know, there was turmoil, there was regret. You know what I'm saying? All this shit I love. You know, introspection, personal shit. Like as a total album, it really just it took me back to a place where it made me feel like this is an old album. You know, I love the nostalgia that doesn't feel old. I feel like they did that. Pharrell came through, laid his production down. Everything was dope. It did nothing overstole the show. Like the raps didn't oversteal the beats didn't oversteal the rap. It was like, to me, it was the most like synergy album of the whole year. Like everything, nothing overlapped each other in a bad way. Everything connected beautifully. I think they got it. They did it.
Okay, I like what I'm hearing, and you know, shout out to Pharrell. There was a lot of doubt for me. I speak for self, and even us to a degree about could he still perform at a level when everyone was looking. We kind of saw him have a bit of a resurgence with the last Pusha T solo, but there was a lot of weird sounding music coming from him in between said projects. So to hear him without Chad, not the Neptunes, Pharrell, self, showing up and rising to the occasion in a way that admittedly none of us thought he could, and being a part of this project because we spent a lot of time individually talking about Pusha, talking about Malice, but Pharrell kind of gets lost in that commotion. And he played his role. I would say it's 33%, 33.3, 33.3, 33.3 with this album. Everybody showed up. The features showed up. And this is a strong album. It's a star-making album because you look at the boost that a guy like Stove God got just doing a hook on the album. Hell of a project. If you got a problem with us picking Let God Sort Them Out for album of the year, I'm going to need you to look in the mirror and have a real conversation with yourself about what you love about rap. And is it rap or is it an artist in particular? This is a strong album. Shout out to the guys, the brothers Thornton. We're going to use Sincere's line for this one. And we're going to move on to our next topic. You know, lock in, get comfortable. Tonight's not going to be no 2 hour and 40-minute stream. This might be the shortest live of the year. So make sure y'all lock in.
For sure.
The next pick, Rap Roundtable 2025 Awards, we got to get into it. Verse of the year. A lot of bars, you know.
A lot of bars.
You have people complaining about what's happening outside and what's not happening outside, which means that there was a lot of rapping taking place. So that means we had a lot of options. This 2025 has a unique feeling where it was like a lot of motion and it was a bit of a low. A lot of motion, a bit of a low. But when it was motion, the shit was moving. So here are our nominees for Verse of the Year. Red Bull Freestyle, Joey Badass.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Heat.
Malice's FICO verse. Tyler the Creator's POV verse. Some of you older folks might not like it, but 22G's verse on Mayhem, that Davies and Ransom collaborative project. A lot of y'all don't listen to the young people, but nevertheless, listen to 22G's on that verse. He got off. He shined on a song with Ransom. That says a lot. Another option, of course, Kendrick Lamar on Whips and Chains. You got to talk about it. And then the first verse on the finals was another option here as Verse of the Year. We know people on the other side in the Discords, the cousins, they don't like Joey Badass. But we're not gonna for a second pretend that Joey Badass in the midst of that battle, when everyone, including myself, had a lot to say about him, he didn't get off when time was necessary. Mm-hmm. Of course, honorable mention. This is going to be the only honorable mention that we're going to talk about this year. Good job, Child Princess. Nas's unreleased Omerta verse. Had that been an official release, this wouldn't be much to talk about as far as Verse of the Year. But because it technically doesn't count, it's an honorable mention. Mm-hmm. Now, Mesito, your turn to announce the winner. Verse of the Year. Who does the Rap Roundtable have for 2025 Verse of the Year?
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. In the pregame joint, I missed the Verse of the Year pick. So what are we going with, guys?
Dini, who got the Verse of the
Year? Yo, Kendrick. I got Kendrick.
My God. Let's just mute these two dudes. Right? Happens, like, mind you, Dini was part of the whole conversation. So,
oh man.
The Verse of the Year goes to Malice, FICO. It wasn't going to be anyone else. Shout out to Kendrick and all these other guys, but the Verse of the Year has to be so much so that to this day you open the internet, whatever platform you talk about, there's a random video with we're not even imagine a song with Pusha T, and no one is talking about Pusha. We're talking about Malice. I haven't seen a clip of the Pusha T verse anywhere on the socials. It's been Malice Malice went viral in 2025. Who would have thought?
The most like under the radar rapper that I in recent memory.
He was rapping, man.
You know what I mean?
The quality of the raps.
The absolute opposite end of the spectrum of Pusha T. You know what I mean? Pusha, not to say that Pusha T even like, you know, goes after the limelight like that. Like he, you know, but out of the two, we know Pusha T is more about, you know, being in front of the camera. He wants the quotables. He likes answering the questions in these interviews. Malice went viral off of just being quiet and being stoic and just sitting in the corner and body language and facial expressions. That's all. Wisdom. That's all he did. It's look. As the kids say, pure aura. Malice was pure aura this whole year, bro. He didn't have to say a word in these interviews, right? He let the music and the verses speak for themselves, man. And man, did he deliver on these verses? That FICO verse is so, it's so surgical. The way he approached that verse with the rhyme schemes, the pocket, the cadence, didn't miss a beat. Like everything landed perfectly. It was so surgical the way he approached that verse, and the shit that he was talking on that shit. Whew, that FICO verse of the year for me, hands down,
bar none. And I'm a staunch Pusha T guy. Like there was times, you know, I admit it. You know, we're gonna maybe I'll overshare, but there was times when I used to skip Malice verses flat out. I used to just go listen to Pusha T, and then maybe I'll come back to Malice. Wow. It depended on the song. I didn't believe in Malice. I was one of those guys that was a loud Pusha T fan, and even people like Sin used to have to tell me like, "Yo, bro, like Malice really got some shit. You gotta relax." You know what I mean? So like to have that full circle moment to where like Malice is flat. Let's call it what it is. He was the MVP of that album. That's crazy for me to say personally because it was never a world where someone or Malice in this case could outshine Pusha to me. But he did it. This is his year. This is his album. And I'm just glad that he dropped the no off of his name and he got back to being the malicious that we know and love. You know what I mean? So shout out to that guy, verse of the year. But before we move on, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. If you're watching this after we stream, of course, don't ever forget to swipe and hype. Or have a number of y'all in here right now. Don't forget to swipe and hype. Y'all been liking, but y'all ain't been hyping. Okay? So make sure that y'all take care of that. And if you don't have it, don't announce it in the comment. Oh, I don't got the hype. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, relax. Just wait until it's your turn. You know what I mean? Dre 77580, bro. Relax, man. Like, let us, it be this type of shit that we can't even talk about rap. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna behave, but we gotta stop being so like staunch about hip hop. Let's just do our thing. Let us cook. Anyway, Jim Jones interviewing Conway the Machine, right? I gotta make sure I pull his quote up, because I want to make sure that
is he up to at this point?
It's 12.
Fourth. Let him live.
Conway the Machine says, hold on. Jim Jones, while talking to Conway, says, music been messed up ever since because due to the battle. We're missing outside music from Drake. That vibe is something that Kendrick can't deliver in the same way. So towards the end of 2025, with 2026 approaching, we're still talking about how essentially adjacently blaming Kendrick Lamar for killing outside hip hop and the vibe and the this and the that and the so on and the so forth. Essentially saying that the boy isn't able to do his thing because of whatever took place. Sincere the Rap Snob. I think you were the one who put did I put this in the chat or was that you? I think it was Mesito who threw that in the group chat. Yeah. Sincere the Rap Snob. You see this quote, you see the rhetoric coming around, like academics is trying to call Drake the GOAT, so on and so forth. Like, what do you think about this revisionism that people are trying to drum up as we head into a new year?
Listen, man, however way you want to like spin and bend the narratives, the facts are the facts. Like, we spoke about aura, how much aura Malice had all year long. On the opposite end of that spectrum, Drake has lost every last ounce of his aura, and everybody sees it. And for people to still for people to still look to blame other factors, Spotify and botting, and it's Kendrick's fault, and all this, like they keep acting like Drake has stopped releasing music, or somebody has forced him to not release music, or that Kendrick is like gatekeeping all of Drake's music. Like, Drake has continued to release music, people. It just hasn't hit. Nobody cares about it. The aura is gone. Like, there was a time when the conversation was happening, like right after the battle, like, what's going to happen with Drake after this? Is he Ja Rule, blah, blah. And most of us were saying, Drake's going to be fine. He just needs to, like, dust his shoulders off and move forward. I don't know at this point. I really don't know, because like I just seen a tweet the other day from Ice from the Joe Budden podcast. He was saying that like he's been outside and he's heard all like maybe like 2 Drake songs like all night or like the entire time he was outside. Like nobody's playing the boy, nobody's playing the old shit or the new shit. It's a wrap for him. And people just need to like accept that and move on and stop trying to like retread like why it happened, how it happened. I wish it didn't happen. It fucking happened, right? So that's number one. You just got to accept it and move on. Second, Jim Jones, man, you're about to be 50 years old. You still worried about like the all of the vibes that's going on outside, man. Like, get your act your age, bro. Like, get your Geritol on. You know what I mean? Get your just you too old for this, bro. You too old for this. Like, stop worrying about what the vibes is outside. Settle down, raise a family, something. Not from not to ever tell another person how to live their life, but it's like this is all you're ever gonna ever talk about in these interviews. And when it comes to hip hop, like it's got to be the outside vibe. It's got to be the club vibe all the time. There's so much more music and so much other vibes and energies that we could talk about besides just like getting litty outside. You know, so just grow up, man.
Mesito,
Man.
you're the culprit of putting that in our group chat. So
Yes, sir.
hearing that, seeing that, noticing, what are your thoughts, brother?
Know it. You know it. I feel like people are only getting the surface level here. Like I hear what Sin is saying, oh, he dropped so many songs this year. Like, that's not really the point, right? The point is that it's been Kendrick has made it uncool to listen to Drake. Let's be honest here. That's really the issue. It's not the amount of songs Drake. The songs are still moving, apparently. You know what I mean? According to the streaming numbers, which who knows what's going on there these days. According to the Billboard charts, Kendrick and Drake are the only two niggas that sold all year. So it's not really sales. It's not really streams. It's not that people aren't listening. They just listening in secret now. Drake has become a headphone artist. Um, I don't see the problem necessarily with if you do hold this opinion, right, then yeah, I would say Kendrick would be the reason you be mad, right? The guy did release a song with saying let's watch the party die, right? The party died. Half the people are gonna be upset about that. The people with, you know, as Sin eloquently put, suspended what do they call it? Suspended when you're supposed to be mature, you know what I'm saying? He's suspended in his youth.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. There we go. Jimmy is one of, the senior citizen himself, suffers from Arrested Development. So of course a lot of people, I don't like how he necessarily made it an East Coast thing. I felt like he definitely put the arrow on our back with that part of it. You know what I mean? Saying that Drake is provided the sounds for the East Coast nightlife. I don't necessarily know
This
about
is
that.
why
That's
people keep blaming New York for Drake, and it's like, bro, like, stop saying this shit, because it's like he not doing business with our artists. All these Southern artists who get the Drake stimmy, what New York nigga getting the Drake stimmy? He go down south, get them niggas mad stimmies, and we keep getting blamed because of niggas like Jim.
with no verse. Jim is saying this with no verse.
No verse, bro.
He dissing Pusha T. All he did was invite him to an Apollo show. As
Golly,
far as I know.
man.
That's the only time I seen Jim Jones and Drake. Maybe he's OVO team. So I felt like that was a little weird for him to just kind of throw that, because I know personally for Kendrick, multiple classic moments he's had in New York, from the original Good Kid, Mad City show in NYU. That's a classic show back in the day. So listen, it's this is what Drake is battling, right? More than all, because the sales are there, the tickets are still selling. When he does do shows, the issue is that it is a uncool thing to throw Drake on the aux right now. If you throw Drake on in the club, I'm not a club goer these days, but if you throw Drake on in the club, half the people might be saying A minor. You feel what I'm saying? So that's really the issue right now, is in what Drake is battling. Why I feel like he hasn't released yet, because yes, he has released a couple joints. You know what I mean? That was supposed to be the rollout to Iceman. But that's what we dealing with. I can say that as a Drake fan, and a lot of people, Jimmy included, I guess Drake was the guy for so many years. So he provided a lot of, he was the soundtrack for a lot of niggas' classic moments.
Yeah.
Be it with women,
Especially
be it the
younger
nightlife, be it just moments in your life, right? So it is hard for a lot of people to be like, damn, like my guy ain't cool no more. Like I can't just throw on, a random, views track and niggas gonna boo me. So that's really the issue. I get what people are saying. Like, he's released so many songs, he could release 1,000 more songs. But if he has the Will Smith effect when niggas throw his music on, then it's gonna be a problem. So I feel like this interview itself was very revealing, not just to Jim's psyche, but just how the perception of Drake, even unconsciously, is right now. Because what he's unconsciously saying is that Drake, ain't lit no more. You feel what I'm saying? To the nightlife, to the cool niggas, to the outside niggas. So I felt it very interesting. I didn't really have an opinion, because Jim Jones is not where we go for intellectual or quality thoughts. No offense, Joe Mo, you still my guy. But I just felt like it was very interesting, because this is the perception right now.
And I'm getting tired of it, because it's like, with these artists who build these platforms and they have a voice because they were former artists who have now converted into podcasters, so they already have a built-in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
That those voices travel, and then we find ourselves fighting uphill with untrue narratives because now a person in any other state could say Jim Jones said that Drake is the sound of New York nightlife and the vibe is killed. And if we come on our little platform and we say woo 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 woo, then they gonna be like, well, fuck are you talking about? Jim Jones said A, B, C, and D. But so it's like you putting these charges on us. Because again, I always say this thing: 25, let's say from 18 to 25, bro, in New York, maybe even 28. I'll push it just a twinge. They're not listening to Drake. They're not partying to Drake.
Nah.
They're listening to local drill artists mostly. I would say most of their playlist is drill shit from niggas we've never heard of.
But and Cash Cobain.
And Cash Cobain. Thank you for that, Mace. Thank you 1,000%. Because the thing is, I got a blind spot for Cash Cobain. He makes music I don't want to listen to. That's not an attack for him, but I know that I am not the target audience. And when I try to listen to it, I can't get jiggy with it. I feel like it's just not for me. And y'all know I like some bullshit. But I don't know, the sonics, the vibe of it, it's just, I feel old listening to this music. I know it's not for me. You know what I mean? So Cash Cobain, drill, whatever, that's the demographic. Maybe the older niggas, you know, maybe the 40, the 35 to 40-ish, 35 to 45 window, no shots in. But the guys who like to party, like your mans who wear the hats and shit, he probably talking to them niggas. Because they be the ones. They had their, lack of a better word, prime with Aubrey. So they would say, yo, I miss having it because he made certain songs. Like, of course, you go back to it. There's eras with specific Drake songs that was popping.
Bro.
We can't lie about it. He was the soundtrack to a lot of vibes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I don't want that charge on this. Deanie, what are your thoughts on this whole thing, man?
I think I'm seeing it from a lot of angles. I think both my good brothers is right. I think in the same way Jim need to grow up, in the same way that the Drake, you remember the term he knocked the cool out his walk?
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened. You get it? Like Mace broke it down really clean. Like it's to the point where even if Drake, a couple of those joints, what could have been Drake's stimmies, but the coolness effect is gone. And I see what Jimmy was saying by the whole, I know saying you call it the vibe, but say what you want about Drake. Drake created the atmosphere in the club. He was great background music to create the vibe. And you know what I mean by the vibe? There's the vibe like we chilling, and there's the vibe, you know, with the vibes. So he was iconic for creating the vibe with the vibes. And I feel like Drake music almost like you didn't really even have to like kick game. Like Drake's music almost kind of was the game that you could kind of kick. It was, you know what I'm talking about? The same way Biggie had, as soon as he buy that line, I just creep up from behind, the same shit. As soon as he buy the one, it's kind of the same effect. But we all been outside. We see what those songs do to the ladies. We see what they do to the homies. I think from Jim's perspective, Jim, I hate to say the Jim, is still kind of like the young nigga in his mind. Like the same way young niggas go out to catch a vibe with the vibes. I feel like Jimmy's still going, don't tell Chrissy. I feel like Jimmy's still going out to catch a vibe with the vibe. You know what I'm saying? He's a rapper. He's living the rapper life in his full, the way rock stars live their rock star life. I'm not giving him no bail. I'm just saying I see it from that point of view. Like if you're on that type of time, you want to go out and be on that type of time. I think the sexy drill shit aspect fills that void. And shout out to Jarvie. I think it fills the void. Cash Cobain, Bass Swag, those type of niggas. Even like my 41 niggas, when they get into that little Jersey funk bag, they kind of providing that. So I feel like
I like 4-1, but I can't get with Cash Cobain. It's weird, but I like 4-1. You know, it's weird.
They talented. You just gotta they got heat. You know, and I just feel like Jimmy, he wants a certain environment at the club, and I've been to the club. We all been to the club. It ain't clubbing like it was a couple years ago. And if you want to say that's because of the whole Kendrick thing, you can say that, but that is a fact. It is not cool to dig like typically what No Face would have been a joint. You know what I'm saying? But the stimmy's gone. I just feel like he's spending all this time to recover the stimmy, but it's so hard to get a stimmy back.
Here's my thing. I just want to jump in real quick. The club ain't been the club for like a good
once sections came in, the club was ruined. But
I'm talking about that's what I'm saying. But
even that energy, bro. We've been in the club 5 years ago, like Bob's. The energy in Bob's 5-10 years ago was just completely different from what it is now. You know, and I feel like there was a certain energy that was captured during the Drake era. You know you know what I'm saying, are just not there anymore. And I feel like a lot of people got used to that.
But I think it was that. It was like, see, to me, looking at clubs, I'm like, clubs died. Like once it started becoming like just table service, everybody got their iPhone out,
no dance
everybody
floor,
taking selfies, nobody's dancing. They're just like posted up, taking mass selfie. Like to me, that whole vibe has been trashed the entire time. But that personifies the Drake era. That's what Drake was providing the soundtrack for, is for that era of clubbing. And so, you know, for me, like that's never been my thing. You know, now there's a huge segment of people that was their thing, but now it's not working no more. So find the next thing. You know what I mean? Stop looking back and being like, you know, oh, can we get Drake back popping again?
Bottle service music.
These bottle services popping again and get these VIP sections popping again, you know, because we can't do it to Kendrick. I don't know. Find something else. Find the next wave. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. You spitting right now. You spitting, you know what I mean? Because it's like, we just have to, and I'm very disappointed because this ain't the Capo that I remember, you know, 20 years ago. Capo 20 years ago wouldn't have gotten on no interview before there was a podcast. He wouldn't have got on no interview saying, I such and such, or like when Hove retired, air quotes, we know the vibes, right? He didn't say Hove retired so the clubs is dead.
Right.
He went out there and he made some shit shake.
Right.
Now you here talking to another nigga who don't make no, like Conway don't make no Drake aesthetic.
Right.
Drake-esque music. Conway don't give a fuck. Conway does not care if Drake not moving like that. Conway's whole approach to rap is more like, I'm the best. This is what I'm doing. I'm not here to talk about no other rappers who's maybe not popping like that at the moment. I'm trying to like level my shit up. And I felt like he kind of evaded the situation smartly. That good Rock Nation media training. You know what I mean? He ain't delved too much into that. It's real smart.
He did. Shouts to Conway because he did push back a little bit. You know, respectfully. Mm-hmm. He pushed back respectfully.
You know what I mean? So, but that's what I'm saying. He knew not to give the wrong answer. You know,
right? And
because it don't matter. At the end of the day, you're a rapper, Jim Jones. Whether we care about how nice you are or aren't, you're a rapper. Mm-hmm. If there's a void left by Drake. Back in our day, there was a level of competition where, there's a void there. Let me go get that.
Right.
50 pushed Ja Rule out the way, immediately started talking to the ladies. Immediately. That void is there. I'm going to sing. I'm going to talk to the women them. I'm going to be a sex symbol. I'm going to do everything this nigga was doing. Because there's an opening. Now, say what y'all want about Lil Wayne. Jay-Z was retired. He was cosplaying Hove. At a certain point in his career. No disrespect, Macito. I ain't trying to be funny.
And was Wayne doing it?
That's no disrespect.
He was emulating a lot of the cadences. A lot of times he was doing a great Jay-Z impersonation. He filled that void for niggas who needed that. You know? So it's like, Aubrey, you could say, followed the 50 shit. Because Aubrey wanted to be one thing, but then once he dropped a couple of these records and them girls latched on, You the Best, the fancies of the world, you know what I mean? Once some records started to pick up and he realized that the ladies was talking to me in a certain way that the niggas wasn't talking to me, he filled that void. If that is a void now, and we know Kendrick is not meant to be outside 24/7 rapper guy. That's never been his body, and it's ridiculous to ever think he will ever be that. You know, Kendrick is when I'm outside, it's lit. But I'm going back in the crib. I'm gonna give you a couple weeks. You know what I mean? If you be that one nigga from your neighborhood who never come outside, but when he outside, he stay outside for a minute, and then he go back inside. Before the summer's done, you don't see him no more. Facts. You know what I mean? And he'll pop out for the random cookout, the random block party. That's Kendrick. When he's outside, it's a good time, but he's going back in the crib. If there is a void, 47-year-old, what is it called again? Senior citizen?
Senior citizen, man.
You got Fabulous is right there. Davies is right there. No shots at Mano because he really don't do that type of music. But you can make a record right now with the three of them talking to the ladies. Get one of these R&B niggas, do a little hook. Get a lady to sing the hook, or get a verse from a lot of one of these ladies out here, Cardi popping right now. Instead of crying about what Drake ain't doing, go make a record. What are we talking about? And then this whole outside thing, you know, I got some data. I was on my Macito shit. So shout out to Twitter for giving me this information. Young Thug dropped. He's an outside music person. Gunna dropped. Drake dropped the album with
Party
some
niggas.
sexy songs for you. Little Baby dropped. 21 dropped. Offset dropped. Cardi dropped. Jack Boys dropped. Central C dropped. All of these people who make outside music dropped. I got more information for you. Hold on. You know what I mean? Shout out to Twitter. Summer 2025. What did I miss? You have which one? Somebody Love Me. Doghouse. Massa. Mr. Recoup. Give Me a Hug. What's the rest of them? You know what I mean? There's a few others here that I'm, you know what I mean? But nevertheless, there's a lot of songs here. So to say that like the outside music is taking a hit, the outside music is taking a hit because the artists themselves are not making good music. Why are we not talking about the thing? Gunna the only nigga that I named that's making some heat right now. Gunna not complaining about outside because that We Gon' Fuck record is viral. It's out of here. So why are we complaining about what the Stimmy's not Stimmy, and when all of these guys who are known for making certain kind of records drop? Drake is a baseball player right now because as opposed to being a hooper, I'm talking about the percentages. You know what I'm saying? Like he's batting 300 as opposed to shooting 50% from the field. You know, he's not even batting 300. He's batting like 200 or like 195. He's below the Mendoza line. If you're a baseball fan, you get that reference. He's not doing well. So like we gotta start holding niggas accountable. Make better shit. Make better shit. If Gunna could break through We Gon' Fuck, pause, then why can't they make a record? It's obvious that the people still want a certain type of music. It's just that they not making it.
And ultimately, bro, if you were 21 when Drake came out, you're 37 now. That's just not your vibe anymore.
Oh, you saying
what I'm saying?
They aged out the program?
Yeah, like
fifth childhoods.
Like, should a nigga who been out for 15 years be providing the vibes for outside? I don't think so.
You shooting bail, Mace.
No, I'm
shooting bail, bro.
I'm not, but it's not really caping because that's what Drake is trying to do. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it's like what you mentioned with Kendrick. That is age appropriate for niggas that age now. Niggas that age don't be outside all day. They come out, they party, and they go back home and take care of the family. That's it fits the vibe of what your demographic of listeners should be.
The street niggas who love Jay-Z, they were still playing, they were still spinning.
Look, man.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Drake fans are still spinning. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. That is true. By the stem.
Like I don't want to have to keep going back to this as like the example. This was the biggest battle before this biggest battle. Nas and Jay. Nobody ever said, "Oh, like I'm mad at Nas for dropping Ether and being Jay in a battle." Why? Because Jay came back with Blueprint 2 and dropped Excuse Me Miss everywhere. He came back with the Black Album, Change Clothes and Go, Dirt Off My Shoulder, everywhere. Like he was still able to feed his audience. Don't be mad at the motherfucker that won the battle for what the motherfucker that lost is doing post-battle. They're supposed to bounce back. They're supposed to pivot, bounce back, and keep feeding the streets and keep feeding the demographics. Aubrey just ain't doing it. It's been done before. Shit, LL Cool J kept making hits after the cannabis shit.
But was the cool knocked out of these niggas walk though? You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's something that Macito referenced when talking about Jim Jones. It's Arrested Development with Aubrey too. Like, where is like the character? Let's call it the character development. Like, if this is like a multi-seasonal series, right? Your main character can't be the same person he was on the pilot episode, season 10, episode 6.
Right.
All of the great series, you have character development. Walter White, the first episode of Breaking Bad, was not Walter White by the end of the series. He was a full-on drug kingpin. Wow. He went from meek science teacher to full-on drug kingpin.
Heisenberg.
Let's take it to music now. The Jay-Z we met, the very first song of Reasonable, by the end of, because I don't count 444 for the album, it's terrible. Let's call it what it is. By the last song of 444, That's not the same guy.
Right.
He'll revisit his old self from time to time, but the beginning of Reasonable to the end of 444, two different people. Same thing with Esco. Starting off from Live at the Barbecue to the last song of Light Years. These character development is very important in this shit.
Very, yes.
What's the difference in Drake besides his accent? No shots, mates. Besides his accent, from the first song of his debut mixtape, where we first really got to know the guy, until the last song from Some Sexy Songs for You. What is the difference in his character?
He's more heartbroken and more bitter.
Look at him, emotional.
Kenny done went through a whole visceral change as a person.
Right.
And we heard that visceral change on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Like the Kenny that we got from Section 80, let's say, for people who might have been late to the party, like myself, I'll admit that. Because Kenny didn't just show up at Section, he was already building momentum, but I didn't start paying attention until Section 80. That guy, where he's at right now, to the end of GNX, he's developing. We kind of know his story, even with Cole, and we've talked bad about Cole, but the college nigga Cole, and the hobo Cole who just rides his bike through the city, don't got shit to worry about. That's not the same dude, bro. That's not the same guy. So we need some character development from Aubrey, and I think that was where my frustration. And I'll pass it back to you here, Mason. My frustration came with Aubrey was during the battle when I was like, yo, bro, why don't you just say fuck these niggas, man? A nigga who's gone through some character development will realize who he is as a person by that point in the battle. Be like, yo, I don't gotta take this shit from these niggas. Fuck Kendrick. Fuck these fans who call me a half breed. Fuck the nigga on the rap round table saying I don't have no shape up. I'm still that nigga. At no point has he leaned into that because he's still stuck in a certain time loop of, I want to say, he believes he's the underdog and he's the wronged person. He didn't realize that you not that no more. You the main character, bro. For better or worse.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Mace?
That's you cooking, and that's part of what made the strategy so effective in taking him down, right? I remember in the early part of the battle, I was saying, I think with Euphoria specifically, I was saying, well, Kendrick isn't saying anything that people don't say about Drake already. But that was the point, right? The point was saying the loud thing that everybody thinks about this nigga, and saying it with the highest, with the most ears, the most platform, and basically saying, like, why are we fucking with this nigga? This nigga has been the same nigga for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting seeing it play out the way it did, right? Because it's like, yeah, like it's true. The shit, like, if you remember him and Joe Budden having their issue, it started from Joe Budden saying, why are you still making music for 20-year-olds? Why are you still dating 20-year-olds? Why aren't you making anything more mature? This was before the battle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like the rumblings about this were happening already, and the crumbling within the armor was happening already. Kendrick provided the absolute opposite. The you know what I mean? The guy who can rap and go home. The guy who can, have substance to his lyrics. The guy who can have character development. And once we had somebody with as much shine as Drake, opposite of him, it made his flaws stick out even more. You know what I'm saying? So that's really ultimately, and when Jim Jones goes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan of you, Jomo, but when Jim Jones is the guy sticking up for you in the conversation, you know what I mean? It's like what you say, Job. Sometimes you have to assess who's on the side of the argument with you, right? So that's really like what people who are making these arguments about the vibes and about Kendrick killing hip hop and about things not being the same. They're usually somebody who you don't want to have the same opinion. Right. You feel what I'm saying?
Who's co-signing Kenny? Nas.
Yeah.
Who's co-signing Drake?
AZ.
Jim Jones.
You can't.
I thought she was gonna say Kenny again. My fault.
You can't change and play a game. And I feel like if Drake don't know nothing about that world, you can't adapt to that world like overnight. Like if you're Deontay Wilder, you just keep throwing haymakers, and none of them landing. You're not gonna switch up and throw hooks. You're used to throwing haymakers. You get what I'm saying? So there's no alternate plan. There's no deviation. That's why there was so many times during the battle, niggas was like, yo, just do this. Like Jarv saying, say fuck this nigga. Like, but that's not the MO. But that's not the hook he has. He just has
but a person confident within himself and understanding who he is with both feet underneath him and having some kind of personal and maturation would say fuck these guys.
You think Drake has true confidence though?
That's my point.
I
think he's been leaking confidence his whole career because I think, and this is a sin bar that I'm stealing here, but it's been a lot of imposter syndrome with Drake. Yeah. He not like, who are you, guy? Like at the end of the day, who are you? Like you cut your braids and then you got braids all of a sudden. So are you wearing extensions?
Team no shape.
There's fake etched on abs. There's a lot of like him trying to project a version of himself that he wants people to see. But it's like, who are you, my bro? Like my dude, and it's like the music is suffering because of that. You're stuck because either you're not willing to accept who you are or you still don't know. You know? Again, a man who knows who he is not taking the shit that Kendrick threw his way. Especially when he's been winning for years. Like for him to gracefully bow out on the Heart Part 6 the way he did after he carried rap for better or worse for all these years, boy, you know what shit I would have talked in defeat? I don't give a fuck how much times you call me a PDF. Where was you at? Yeah, I would say the craziest shit to Kendrick, but that's just me though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm confident within myself. I would say whatever. Like, when your music come on, pussies get dry. I will find the craziest shit to say. This nigga did. I'm just saying, there's so many things that people say about Kendrick, the same way like Kendrick said the thing that people say about Aubrey to him. He never did it. He was trying to play gossip games with a grown man instead of trying to cut ass.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like, bro, like, is that who you are? Did we deduce in real time that you're a gossiping guy who sues when things don't go his way? Is that the reveal that we don't want to accept?
Don't trust a nigga with no shaper. It's a cardinal rule. Cardinal rule.
You kicking my back and I'm firing back. That's all. That's just how I feel, B. But sticking with the topic real quick. Miranda T got upset because I said that 444 is whack. So real quick for the panel, just so that I'm not alone here, like 444 is not a good album, right? We know that. Am I bugging?
No, I'm not a fan.
I'm not a 444 fan. I understand people really like it. I do understand that.
I think you got to be in a mind state.
Is the Fire Jay-Z album for niggas that wasn't around for Jay-Z.
I got to buy pain for me to really, you know what I'm saying? Live in the mansion or some shit. Just saying.
Like young niggas just want to have their own Jay-Z album, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right.
And plus the message was sound, you know, as far as the building and establishing yourself and shit. I think a lot of people gravitated to that too.
It's always been odd to me because as much adulation as I see for 444 out there, I would have figured one of us would have been into it. None of us like this album.
To me, there's individual songs on 444 and there's great messaging, but as a front to back body of work, that album is just not it to me, bro. And when people was like, this is a classic, and historically, 444 is remembered as a classic. Say what you want. For me, I'm like, this album is not it. You know what I mean?
From the first listen. Listen, I was like, this is not it.
It just didn't feel like a Jay-Z album.
And I waited for it to grow. Pause. But I waited for it to grow on me.
Hey,
as
yo.
Over multiple listens, it never happened.
It is what it is. You know, leave that type of shit to Esco, bro. You know what I mean? And I say that respectfully. As the Jay-Z fan on the panel, there's certain things I respect him for. You know what? Let me give Hov the respect for trying it. Because a lot of guys stay within their comfort zone and they don't really veer off. We just lost Macito. But salute for him for making it, but that's not your bag, bro. I'd rather you do the OG street nigga. The shit that he do on the features, especially when he be with like Rose and Jeezy, when he really be talking that talk, or from a veteran perspective, I think
done it all, nigga.
Right. I think he's the best at that bag, you know? And that's the thing, like Chop Prince says, grown man stuff. I think I said it in real time. I was like, the things he's rapping about, I was already doing that. So it's like, I didn't need Jay-Z to tell me that. Cindy didn't need that. Dean didn't need that. We've been on our grown man shit for years. So hearing Jay-Z say it's like, my nigga, we here already.
Can
you give us the ignorant shit?
Rilkeys.
I can't afford the watches you buy, but I wear nice watches. I got property. My credit was good. You know,
Audemars Piguets.
What we talking about? But moving on, let's get to another topic before we get back to the award show. On the Rory and Maul podcast, it was revealed that there were 2 J. Cole and Drake features on the J. Cole album that have both been removed. seeing
they
that,
suspect they both.
I mean,
come on now.
Maul was very
Right.
confident when
Yeah.
when I forget her name. No disrespect though. I don't watch Rory and Maul, but the young lady who was part of their panel,
That's what
she's
made
like their
sense to her.
producer
Yeah.
as well. She cuts their clips, everything. I want to make sure I give her respect. She pushed back on what they were saying, and Maul said, with the highest of vitality, that I know
Damaris.
it was two Damaris. Yes,
Damaris.
there were 2 features each on this album, and they both had to been cut.
Crazy.
So
bro.
when you hear that, Sincere the Rap Snob, are you disappointed? What are your thoughts, man?
No, I'm not disappointed. Things transpired the way they were supposed to. So for us to be where we are, for Kendrick to have made the decisions he made, for him to have embarked on the battle the way that he did, this is exactly where we need to be at this point in time. Now, I'll be honest. The first, I don't want to say that it sounds like bullshit, but it sounds like like 2 songs each.
How?
Two
gave Kodak Black 3 joints.
When yeah, that's crazy. Well,
Like,
actually,
on, bro.
Wait.
Why not?
I'm sorry. I was about to say something, but Kendrick did give who was
Playboy Cardi like
Playboy
3
Cardi
joints.
3
Come
joints.
on, bro.
All right, so it's possible.
Yeah, like why not? And I know you saying all that shit, and I'm kind of low key pissed. Low key.
It would have been nice to hear.
That would have been fire to hear, bro.
But I'm much more happy with the timeline that we got rather than
in terms of
So
this is iconic.
I mean, disappointed. I'm not disappointed. It would have been nice to hear, but we know Kendrick would have watched all of them anyway. So
I mean that's the whole thing. And in that moment, I don't know. That's when J. Cole was rapping at a super high level. Drake didn't have the non-cool factor yet.
I don't think J. Cole has stopped rapping at a high level. He's still J. Cole.
I'm talking about on the term with them on the song. J. Cole might have walked away with the best verse. We don't know. That's the thing that's like so intriguing to me.
If anything, I would have liked to see it happen just so Kendrick could watch the both of them on both records, and everybody would shut the fuck up.
Is this
who
like
would watch who?
Is this like your Kobe, or you wish Kobe would have played Braun in the finals?
Yeah.
I think so.
Just to cook him.
I think so.
Yeah. Basically.
Deanie, your thoughts on him on J. Cole no longer having either Drake or Kendrick Lamar on his album?
I feel like them songs should just be released for the culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if he owes us this, like for all the things that have transpired
Deanie with bro,
it was one of the most disappointing moments in hip hop history, bro. It might be the most disappointing moment.
Hashtag this nigga here.
Yo, considering all of that, and then you tell us that you had these 2. I mean, you heard what he did with Drake. Them joints was fire joints. You know what I'm saying? And Cole was showing up on those records, and Drake was showing up. You tell me if you add an impressive lyricist like Kendrick Lamar, those songs would have declined, bro. They would have only got to a higher level. We would have, for all we know, maybe we would have got what we got with like on Whips and Chains, where it was 3 powerful ass verses back to back. I don't know. I just feel like that's something the world will want to hear, bro. I feel like he should still put those out.
All right, Mesita, you back on that. We're talking about the lost tapes now of J. Cole's Kendrick and Drake features that are no longer at the album.
Shouts to Sin being cynical, saying you don't hear these Sin. That's come on now.
Crazy, bro.
Obviously, this is a disappointment, bro. Like, let's be honest here. Just like Dean said, Drake and Cole was coming off 2 back-to-back crazy joints. You know what I'm saying? Like fire joints. Niggas have literally been waiting a decade to hear Kendrick and Cole together again. Like niggas was waiting. Niggas was pretending that album was going to drop until very recently. This, of course, is a disappointment. Would we hear the same songs? I'm thinking about, if all of this shit never happened, everything went as, normal as usual, then yes, this would have been an insane event for the Fall Off. The Fall Off was the event album we were waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We were making previews like what the album is going to sound like. So if we just seen a track list drop with 2 Kendrick and Drake songs, we'd have been like, come on, this would have been one of the more events that happened in recent history in hip hop.
Would have been good for business, yes.
Yeah, it would have been
and
fire.
The culture.
It would have been fire. Yeah. I feel like I heard maybe a little different than y'all did. It sounded like he had 2 Kendrick songs and 2 Drake songs separately. That's the way I interpreted it.
Yeah,
So
same.
Right.
so I think that would have been very interesting. People would have been judging the Kendrick versus the Drake songs. It would have been decent for hip hop, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm
man.
I'm disappointed that we didn't hear it. Obviously now everybody, like Sin said, the aura is gone, the swag is gone,
Coolest.
the dignity is gone. I'm waiting for Job to tell me in front of how many people J. Cole disappointed us. Like
52K.
I wasn't even going there tonight.
listen,
I got a whole different perspective, but 52,000 of his own people. He didn't
thank
even
you,
see it and
sir.
step on my shit. Get the fuck out of here, Didi. Let me say it.
Right?
God damn,
You
man.
just said you ain't want to say it, nigga.
That's what
Nah,
the
but
crowd
if
want to
Mace
hear.
asks, I'm gonna say it, nigga. You didn't even give me a chance to say I ain't want to say it. You just said it.
That's the lot everybody want to hear, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's obviously a disappointment. I get where Sin is coming from, if because in 2026 soon to be, yeah, like it's kind of gonna be like like it's gonna be swagless. You can't
Bruh.
bark too loud on the bars. Like we not gonna believe what you saying behind the bars. So yeah, that part is disappointing. You know what I'm saying? That. But if we'd have got this as intended, no issues between all of them, or even issues with Cole responding, like a man. Um, this would have been epic. This would have been incredible for hip hop. Like the big three, you know what I mean, all combining together on an album for Cole, who at the time we thought was the best guy in the game. This would have been crazy, man.
Dope conversation it would have been.
Unfortunate, man. It's so unfortunate. This Mesito will appreciate this one. I'll say that there was a period in time, even up until 2024, that between the three of them, that you could argue that J. Cole was the most ethical rapper of the
There
big
we
three.
go.
Mm.
He was the he was the ethical rapper.
For
There was
sure.
no hezzy cross tween. It was one dribble pull ups, elbow pull up, catch and shoot. He's a dependable
Yeah.
defender. He got his 27, 7 and 5 every night, and it wasn't flashy. And he was winning championships. He was an ethical hooper.
Yeah.
And then, lo and behold, this battle happens, and the ethics got lost. He tried to get outside of himself. He wanted to go for the razzle dazzle. He wanted the 360 dunks with the hezzy pull ups. But he was bricking, and it's unfortunate, man, because I'm not gonna kick his back in tonight. Because for me, it's pretty sad to see where Cole has landed right now. Because for both artists to say, nah, or maybe he scrapped it. But if you already got the verses recorded and laid and they're not making the album, somebody had to have pulled that. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm willing to be wrong, but I'm standing firm with my opinion that both Kendrick Lamar and Drake pulled their features from this album. So now you just persona non grata, you just on your own now. You was not willing to choose a side, and I guess on some man shit, you could say that's dope for him because you know what, he stood on morals and principle, or his morals and his principles, and this way he's at. He's not affiliated with any side of this argument. But the way it went down, the optics, that's a key word here. That's the operative word. The optics of it all is he looks like a loser here. Because it's like, even if it's not actually the case, for Drake, the guy that you sided with in this situation, to pull his feature, even after you dropped Port Antonio, you essentially apologized to the nigga on wax. That's crazy. We know that you and Kendrick gotta have a conversation, whether on wax or in person. There's a conversation that still needs to be had because you did, no matter if you did pull it and it's not within your spirit, whatever the fuck, you wrote the bars, you laid it, whatever. You said what you said. Kendrick heard it. Therefore, there's a conversation that needs to be had. And then you kind of low key threw the botting allegations on Kendrick too. We ain't forget. You threw them botting allegations on Kenny, and that was on Port Antonio. So for you to be where you're at right now, where you apologize to the guy who lost the battle, and you still got Cedric with the victor of the situation, and you don't have access to any one of them as collaborators, this is a bad look for Cole. and the Cole fans out there who love to get up in arms and they love to call us all kinds of names and whatever the case may be. I just wish for once y'all would have that energy for your favorite rapper instead of blindly supporting him. When Jay was doing whatever he did with Super Ugly and it went the way it went, I didn't say, you know what, fuck these guys. Jay-Z's still the best. Nah, I was like, bro, like you ain't handle that right. This is me as a teenager saying it. Like, you ain't do that right. You don't go on the radio and apologize to the women's after that. You're supposed to stand firm. You're supposed to be ignorant. You in it. You wrote the bars. You laid it. You're supposed to go down with the ship. Instead, these fans, now these super fans, they just be feeling like they got to defend their favorites over and over and over and over again. It's like, bro, your man look crazy. His peers is telling him, like, who has shot Cole any bail? What can y'all name me a rapper, any person, whether it's a Shogun or a new nigga that shot Cole any bail in this situation? You muted, bro.
I think I might have heard Redman.
Boz and Jid. That's about it.
Who?
niggas signed a Dreamville basically.
Oh, Boz and Jid. Boz and Jid.
That's
Shit, be.
At the end of the day, bro, just these are the. It's not. We didn't make the rules, my nigga. Like once you lay them bars, bro, and you decide to step in that ring, you gotta stay in that bitch. You supposed to just take your whipping, bro. Even if your heart wasn't in it and you knew you wasn't gonna respond back to Kenny, leave that song right there. Take your lashes.
Yeah.
As a man. Because you threw the punch. Like it's a shit that niggas keep saying, like these Cole fans. It ain't like he threw it and then he caught it at the last second. He threw the whole punch. The fuck are we talking about? So, see, I've been trying not to curse, but every time I think about Cole, I get mad, bro. Because it's like, because the more I don't want to kick his back, and I'm just like, as a man, I'm like, you did some corny shit. And none of his fans want to say it. If he say it, I'd be like, you know what? Man, all right, Cole, you got it, bro. Because we've all done some corny shit in our personal lives that we had to square up within ourselves and be like, you know what? That shit was corny. I shouldn't have did that. You know?
Right.
At no point have you heard that from Cole.
Right.
The fact that Drake not fucking with you, that's very telling. That's very telling to me. If Drake thinks you're corny, that's pretty loud. That's the point that I'm trying to get to here. For Drake to tell you that you're corny, give me my features back. That tells me everything I need to know about you, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And after all of that, after the apologies, after everything, niggas wind up snatching their shit back anyway, bro.
Facts, bro.
So what's
You can't.
the point, bro?
That's like,
Should've
you
just
know what I
kept
mean.
firing.
You got your man. Y'all at the club. Y'all getting a scrap. Y'all on the block. Y'all getting a scrap, and he don't fight with you. So don't ever come next to me again, bro. We can't be friends. We can't go nowhere together. I might fight you personally. You know what I'm saying? We can't be seen nowhere together because when it popped off, you did nothing. You ran, in fact. That's the truth of the matter. So, you know, keep your features. You better, like, he need to just not have no features on his album. If it ain't Dreamville niggas, I need a magnum opus from J. Cole.
Yeah.
I don't care what no Cole fans say. I don't give a damn. Y'all could dislike the video, y'all Cole fans. He, as a purist of this shit that he claims himself to be, it has to be a 6 mic album. He needs to address all of the noise, and then we can go forward. The end.
The fall off is such an apropos title.
And then, but also, I know we're trying to wrap up here, but like, where
do you think? Say Cole?
Did he if he had those Kendrick features at the time, which he wrote those garbage bars going at Kendrick, those half-ass bars going at Kendrick. What was the thought process there?
Well, remember what we've said in the past. He's a bit of a phony. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
When you start parsing the bars and parsing the actions, Cole is giving off phony energy plenty of times.
That's crazy.
Plenty of times.
Cole was in the room with Drake when Drake was saying fuck Kendrick, and he was in the room with Kendrick when he was saying fuck Drake, and still was going back and forth. Like, let's be honest here.
The nigga made false prophets rapping about his best friend and then or his rap friend and then denied it was about him, and it was obviously about Wale, obviously about fucking Kanye. And he denied it. Like, it's phony shit. It's phony shit.
And Wale was just recently talking about it. Like, yo, I ain't never telling a rap friend anything. I'm never gonna confide in anybody in the industry ever again. Because the one guy that I thought was the good guy, the stand-up guy that I confided in, 2 days later, he's rapping about the shit that I was telling
to the world, bro.
Like, bro. What?
To the
And then
world.
everybody knew it was Wale.
Everybody.
My nigga was like this.
Oh
He
my
had the pad here. He was like,
I know a nigga that.
she did what? Oh yeah,
Like-
yeah. You shouldn't even care about
Like,
them haters, bro.
what? Yo, that's crazy, bro. That's hold
That's
on. Say it
nasty.
again. She said, "Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's wild."
I wouldn't fuck with that if I was you.
Hold on. I gotta make this studio session right.
Write
I
your
gotta
life
make an
story.
appointment.
Crazy, bro.
That shit
Oh,
crazy.
man.
But you know, we're gonna move on. Let's
Alright,
get back
cool.
to these awards.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah.
the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. If you're on Twitter, like and retweet. Do that for us. And if you on Twitter again, hit the if you don't follow us. Log in with All Things Rap Roundtable. You know, we've been putting the whole stream on Twitter because people like to cherry pick certain things that we say and build strange narratives about what the platform is, but they've never actually watched the whole episode of the Rap Roundtable. So we're trying to like make sure that people don't tell our story for us. You know what I mean? So if you see the whole stream on Twitter, like, retweet, watch, follow, familiarize yourself with what we do. And if you want to get down, you want to pull up one day, let us know. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll in 2026 we'll make some shit shake and have y'all on it and have a good build of fellow rap fans, especially the niggas who have the most to say about us. I'm putting this out here right now. The people who have the most negative shit to say about us, I invite all of them to come and say it to us on the pod. Let's have a build.
Let's
You know
do
what I
it.
mean? Let's have a build. If you see us on the
Smoke
train, because some of y'all be on the train and y'all don't speak. If you see us on the train, come have a build. Get to know the niggas you swear you know. Huh?
We might see
All
some
right.
of y'all tomorrow.
You know what I mean? That part.
Thanks.
That part right there. Well, let's get back to the awards. So far, we've done rap MVP.
Yeah.
Not rap MVP. We've done album of the year. We've done verse of the year. Now, let's get over to producer of the year. That's our next category. So here's our nominees: Alchemist, Conductor, Hit Boy, Pharrell Williams, DJ Premier, Havoc, and Nicholas Craven. It pains me that I can't put Metro Boomin on this list. He did drop the album, but I don't think he had a producer of the year-esque type of year.
Right.
So, since they're the rap snob, who is our winner for producer of the year for 2025?
This one is pretty much a no-brainer for me. It's Uncle Al, man.
Okay.
Alchemist.
Okay.
Alchemist.
Not
look,
DJ Premier after all of that?
Now look,
Right?
now
What?
look.
Hey.
Now look.
What about the chops, Sin?
Now
Right, the
look.
chops.
What about the simplicity?
Now look. Yeah, I have a point. Now look, I'm in.
You don't understand the intricacies of the chops.
Y'all niggas wasn't there for the brim hats with the bees and all,
Feel me?
with the bamboo chew sticks. Y'all niggas wasn't there.
Wasn't at the Palladium,
with
dog.
the scully with the brims on it. You wasn't
Old
there.
Englishes. Y'all niggas wasn't
You
there.
heard this in the tunnel, son?
I'm under no false pretenses here. I'm not gonna fix my lips and say that DJ Premier's production was better than Alchemist's production this year. I'm just not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, with the Primo and Nas album, Primo did what he needed to do for Nas to do what he did, right?
Okay.
So big emphasis on Nas on that album. But with Alchemist, starting off with Life is Beautiful, you got Alfredo 2, you got his contributions to Mobb Deep's Infinite. I know he did a joint record with Hit Boy. He put in a lot of work. He put in a lot of work and top tier work. You know, I would not call myself a fan of Larry June or 2 Chainz by any stretch of the imagination. But that album is kind of fire. Why? Because Alchemist was behind the boards, man. That Life is Beautiful beat is crazy. To me, Bad Choices, probably my personal favorite song, if not song, just the beat alone of the year. That instrumental is phenomenal. What he did on Alfredo 2, again, like
Crazy.
front to back,
Yeah.
Just cohesive soundscapes all the way through. And then his contributions to Infinite. To me, it just goes without saying. Taj Mahal, gunplay, crazy joints. It just, to me, it goes without saying. Honorable mentions, obviously, to Primo. He put in work too with Nas and Ransom and Rock Marcy.
Okay.
Honorable mention to Pharrell, obviously the Clips album. But Alchemist to me just, and to the table, just put in too much
A lot of
fire work
man.
this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shouts to Alchemist, producer of the year 2025.
Dini, any final thoughts on Alchemist before we move on?
I think Sin summed it up, man. I think the quality of the production this year has just been like immense. Like if you have a producer, have you listening to artists that you really don't even like because they sound good on their production, I think that's an incredible step in the right direction. And the things he just did for the classic end of hip hop, like the Mobb Deep shit, like Taj Mahal, definitely like one of my favorite songs of the year. Like as soon as that shit cuts on, like he had Prodigy sounding so lushful and beautiful on that project, bro. Like I'm here for Alk, and I think Alk deserves it. Alk's been putting in so much work, bro, over the last few years. Not even just this year in general, which has been a lot, but over the last few years, I mean, he's just been active, bro, on everything, and he just it doesn't lack. It really doesn't lack. I say it like this, and I mark my words: the next Clips album needs to be produced by Alchemist.
Okay, that's big words.
Yeah.
That's big words. I want to give a special shout out as well from our nominees to Nicholas Craven. He's put out a lot of music this year. He's been behind a lot of work with multiple lyricists throughout the. I think he just linked up with the God Fahim. I think they just dropped like 2 projects in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean?
He's also working with Roscoe P. Coltrane.
That's right. We saw that the other day.
That's fire.
And,
Clips affiliate.
A lot of chops, like a lot of notable chops from Craven. So I don't want to be giving it to Al, but we're not gonna front like Craven might not have been the most active individual producer of 2025 beat for beat. I don't think there's more beats made by officially on wax this year with a rapper on it than Craven this year. He put in a lot of pain. Shout out Craven. Looking forward to hear what he sounds like in 2026. But Alchemist, producer of the year for the Rap Roundtable. Now let's move on. Hit the like button.
Bro, real quick, I said gunplay. It was gunfire that I meant. Before somebody tries to correct me on it.
I mean, they're gonna correct you anyway. You know what I mean? They're gonna act like they didn't hear you say it, just like you just type it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. This is the 2025 Rap Roundtable Awards. If there's a nominee so far that you haven't heard us say, throw it in the chat. Make sure that you feel like your favorite is represented. Maybe we had a blind eye with a certain situation, so throw it in the chat. Now we've gone through album of the year, verse of the year, producer of the year. We are down to 2 more categories. This one here, song of the year. Okay, Omerta from Raekwon. Down for You. Either or, honestly, but the second one in particular from the Mobb Deep album, we have it on this list. Yeah. So Be It. Y'all know what it is. Clips. Whips and Chains from the Clips. Awesome. Writers by Nas.
Yes.
Ensalada Alfredo 2 from Freddie Gibbs. Birds Don't Sing from the Clips.
Clips again.
Went Legit. G Herbo.
Heavy Clips.
It's a lot of options here. But there can only be one song of the year. And I'll let you know it right now.
Drum roll, please.
It's going to be So Be It from the Clips, man.
Yes.
That, to me, in hindsight, I know there's some Birds Don't Sing, you could say. Writers is hard. Whips and Chains.
Whew.
You know what I mean? FICO. We understand, But there was something in hindsight about So Be It being a tone setter for the year that it's just not, because it felt like something, like I think Sin talked about it in real time. He was like, this song feels like something you would hear in the tunnel or in the clubs back in yesteryear. It just had that hop, it had that knock, it had that feeling. And it was so fire that when the Clips tried the Okie Dokers when the album dropped, they realized that we was like, yo, everybody unison, yo, what the fuck? And they went and put the original back on the album. Nobody was like that.
Damn, I almost forgot about that too.
I'll never forget it. I felt betrayed.
That's crazy.
Shit, bro.
You know what I mean? Shout out to your FICO, Heat. Writers.
Ooh.
The thing is, I went from Bugging Arthritis to that being my favorite song on the album. You know what I mean? Went legit. G Herbo is about to be in, maybe you could say, a second or third prime. If you're not a Herbo fan, you need to start logging in with G Herbo. He's about to get into another bag that he's going to be. It sounds like a hot take, but I think he's entering all-time conversations. Not like GOAT, but he's going to be a person that's remembered from the Chicago shit. I think he's going to be the guy from that era that's going to be the face of that era.
With Conway, New Devils,
stupid.
Fire.
Omerta, stupid. Birds Don't Sing, Down for You. Having that It's Mine flip. These are like Heat, Enchilada, guys. Like you really can't go wrong here. You know what I mean?
Tough joints, man.
But So Be It.
Enchilada's hard.
Enchilada's crazy, bro.
Enchilada's hard to beat.
I tweeted about Enchilada. That's how
man.
fire that shit was.
Yeah.
But great, So Be It is the choice. Like
So Be It.
So Be It is the epitome of hip hop. It got great verses. It got a great hook. You can listen to it in multiple places. You can throw the acapellas on multiple beats. Like
right in front of me.
So Be It is the type of shit that we love in its truest form.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam.
For me personally, because we don't really look to Pharrell necessarily for sample flips like that or for crate digging. The way he did, like, I don't know where he found that sample at. I don't know where he heard it. It was like, yo, nah, chill. I gotta get that and flip that and make that a record. And for him to the choice that he made with the sample, but also the choice that he made with the drums, to have the drums playing in reverse, phenomenal. So shouts to Pharrell on that. You know what I mean?
Like, he was in them Kanye sessions because that's Kanye time, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But shout out to all again. You know, and that's what I was gonna say. So Be It is a club record that didn't chase the club. It had the bounce where you could play it in the club, and to go back to the initial point about filling a void, make a record. So Be It is that.
Yeah.
So Be It don't scare the ladies at all. It might not entice the ladies, but they're not running away when it comes on. And it's definitely a placement record. Like NBA playoffs roll around. I think, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it was
already.
So they checked every box with this song.
Listen, so now, I finally got 2K26 the other day because it was on sale. You know, I always wait till Christmas to get the new 2K because I know it's gonna be like half off or whatever.
Yep. And I know you was on 2K. I need your PlayStation Network name.
You got the Mellow joint? Which one? You got the Mellow?
I'm about to get this cat.
The SAG.
The shade. Gotcha.
Yeah. But
since still gaming low key is always fun.
See that?
You know what I mean? See that? You know, low key game will probably.
I know Sid was on 2K.
Since they're probably a Smurf, he probably wild nice but lower rank. So niggas think they about to come up real quick and they get beat by 40. That's probably Sid.
Nah, but the first joint that played when I cut that game on, that's So Be It, man. And that's when I sent you that video with me whipping the coquito on the stove. I was like, this is perfect, man. So Be It. And it's exactly what Job said. It's like it's the combination of everything, where it's like it got that club feeling without being overtly club. It got that street feeling without being overtly street. It got the radio feeling without being overtly radio.
That's
like,
that hip hop shit. That's that paid in full
right
shit, bro.
That's the shit you hear in the wintertime, niggas windows all the way up, but he still got a blast it. So you're hearing the muffled song through the rolled up windows in the street. Because that's a song you cannot play quietly. You have to blast So Be It over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell, swipe and hype after this stream is done. Like and reshare on Twitter right now or X, whatever you want to call it. All things considered, we are at the end of the award show, which means that we are now at the most important award of the night. The reason everyone is still here, mind you, you know, it's Rap MVP. Who is the 2025 Rap MVP? The guys are still here. Nikola Jokic just injured his knee. Nobody's on the ESPN app right now. They're not watching Monday Night Football. They are here with us because they want to know who the MVP is. And here are our nominees. Of course, number one nominee with a bullet. You got Nas. Escobar season in tow right now. Another nominee, I'm not going to like it, but it is what it is. He's in every conversation, whether good or bad. The OVO man himself, Mr. Iceman himself, Drake. He's in the conversation.
The lone slow clap.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just me and Mo, bro. We the last ones left.
And academics.
But you are the
man.
greatest Nas fan alive. I mean, Nas fan, Drake fan alive.
Let him know, Job.
100%.
Clips, another nominee as a duo, because I don't think you can separate the two this year. What they did as a duo, too important to the culture. Of course, Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
Even if he didn't drop the album this year, the album carried all the way through this year, the tours, the moments, the Super Bowl show, so on and so forth. His singles are still doing well to this very second. So he's an MVP candidate. We're changing things up just a bit this year. And we're going to go with Alchemist because he has such a strong year as a rapper and a producer that he has to be considered an MVP candidate. And the breakout star of the year, in our opinion. The album didn't drop yet, but he's in every conversation that matters. He had a single that pissed people off, but he's still doing things, and he has the most anticipated album that's not named Drake coming in 2026, and that's Stove God Cooks. So now that we have our nominees laid out, this is a big moment, you know. First time ever in Rap Roundtable history, we make history with this one.
Yes, sir.
2025 Rap MVP. The Clips. It is what it is, and Nas fans will be upset.
Yes, sir.
But the Clips had a year. They had the comeback player of the year, the album of the year, Vatican.
Rollout of the year.
Rollout. Birds Don't Sing.
And they interviewed Sahada?
5 Grammy nominations.
Clips 2025 Rap MVP. Shout out to Nas. Just because Nas didn't get it don't mean we don't love Nas. I know we don't. I know we love Nas.
Year. Top year.
But at the end of the day, we gotta give it to Clips. Clips did something epic this year that will be remembered for a lifetime. So will Nas.
Silenced a lot of critics, man.
The Mass Appeal rollout, legendary. The pop-up show that a lot of y'all didn't go to, that y'all do a lot of typing, but we actually supported the nigga. My brothers were standing right next to Nas in Queens earlier this year. You know what I mean? But the Clips, at the end of the day, MVP, baby. Shout out to Clips for doing what they did.
Salute to the Clips, man.
Incredible, man. Maybe the greatest rollout I've seen in like decades, bro.
We went into this. Not, haphazardly. We definitely took everything into account. We definitely, Nas coming into this, Nas was my main pick at first, with the Mass Appeal rollout and all the projects, the Primo.
Excellent verses.
Hip Hop Museum.
But there was just like
everything.
What the Clips did, like the impact that they had, like all around, like all encompassing impact. The rollout, the execution on the album of the year, as we said earlier. The all the visuals, performing at the Vatican. And it was just like this moment of, we really back. Like this hip hop shit, this rapping shit is really, really back. And it's just that feeling that they encapsulated with this whole rollout. And then we started talking about, it's two guys. Like, is that against the rules to give a duo an MVP? And we were like, fuck the rules. We make the rules.
You're
round table. We do what we want.
We bigging up Clips.
They've been cooking, bro.
We bigging up Clips. And the thing is, like, you can have your favorites, and it's like we don't want y'all to take this as a shot at your favorites, or like you see Child Princess in here. She's upset that Kenny didn't get it. This has nothing to do with the people who didn't get it. The point of it is like we want to shine a light on the Clips. They had a hell of a year. They did something against odds because none of us, including y'all in the chat, no one thought they could do what they did. Nope. And they did that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Everybody, we all thought Pharrell was washed. We all did. Yeah. Let's keep it a bean.
We didn't know what we were going to get out of Melis.
And on MVP voting, when you have two candidates that are giving you 30 and 10 and 9, you go with the team with the better record. And Clips dropped the album of the year. So Nas,
they had the album of the year.
Yeah, they had the album
on our song of the year. There's like 4 songs from this album of the year in our category.
Yeah.
The comeback play of the year, the verse of the year is fucking Malice. Like, what do we do? Like, when you really start to break it down, we was giving y'all the crumbs. the whole time that it was going to be the Clips. You know what I mean?
And
Go
they
ahead.
literally
Looking
made
godly.
themselves. They almost like up their mainstream appeal by quality. You almost never
Right.
see
Never
that.
see that, bro.
Never see that. By
Never.
not because of the Billboard hits or because of some first week sales. They literally raised their profile because the music was so good. You in 2025, you don't see that.
And they were everywhere, bro. They performed on like every stage they performed. They did the tiny desk. They just were so active, bro. Like they didn't miss no beats.
And the interviews and everything. And look, for me personally, I don't know about anybody else, but for me personally, Kendrick was MVP last year, Clips MVP this year. Like post battle, for these statements to be made by Kendrick last year and by Clips this year, with all the interviews and all the questions that they get, and all the sound bites, Pusha T always putting writing first, rapping first, saying shit like, I don't like rappers that don't rap. You know what I mean? That's a statement, bro. That's like a real statement in the mainstream, in interviews, from probably the most impactful artist of the year. Again, record of the year, song of the year, album of the year. Like
had to get that right.
Together, the nigga said Nas had the best verse on Clips album. All right, man.
Nah, you gotta chill.
It's what I don't like.
He had to do it.
Y'all get too defensive. This hyper defensive energy, bro. Like, shout out the Clips. 2025 MVP. You know what I mean?
Look, we've given Nas MVPs in very recent years. Come on, like man. A lot of
he's our second place. He's our second place pick. Like
come on, he did a lot for the game.
MVP candidate for us.
You can't please them. They think is they just want to hear their favorites, and I understand that. I want if I was a Nas fan, I'd be upset too. I get it.
Clips is too impactful to the culture this year.
The most difficult feat that the Clips pulled off this year to me was the anticipation factor. In 2025, anticipation is the worst thing you can have for your album.
Yeah, man.
There's always a million niggas waiting to say it's terrible after listening to the first verse on the first song. So for them, for the anticipation for this album, for their rollout was as long as this shit was supposed to drop 2 years ago, damn near. That's when we start hearing rumblings about them. So for them to stick the landing the way they did in the cynical social media driven world that we live in 2025. That was the most impressive to me. Yeah, everybody heard it. Nobody said it was whack. It was either is it classic or just great.
Look at this. The Caps. He's upset. Man.
And Nas absolutely put on for the
everybody that's in this category are MVPs in their own right. Like it's
put on for the culture.
They missing the point so bad, bro.
During the Hit Boy era, like Nas got
Jordan didn't win every MVP.
You know what I mean? We haven't had Clip. You got to put it all into context, man. For Clips to have been gone for so long, Malice to have been like, fucking Buddhist monk for years. You know what I mean? And to come back and to drop like nothing but straight heat, perfect bars, perfect verses, like. Come on, man.
Nothing goes to waste on this album.
The Vatican album of the year, like everything, man.
Shout out Nas. Shout out Kendrick.
Got it, man.
Shout out Al. Shout out Stove. Yes. Shout out Drake. We're on our platform. We're giving it to Clips.
100%.
And we can do that. Why? Because when nobody was talking about Griselda and bigging guys up, we did that. When the same y'all trying to yell at us in the chat saying that other platforms weren't talking about Nas, we was giving Nas MVPs and albums of the years. Like our track record speaks for itself. Quite frankly, I shouldn't even be explaining myself to y'all. We've been doing this shit the same way year in and year out. This year, we're giving it to the Clips.
I just want to address this one comment real quick because it's pissing me off because when Nas debuted the Paid in Full Foundation, that very year Nas got MVP. That foundation is like 3 years in already. We can't keep using that every year for the MVP vote. You know what I mean?
I mean, we too loud about Nas as a platform to
facts
for you to have to tell us some shit about Nas. Again, when it was rolling out the casino shit this year, Didi and Sim was
like, we were there, bro. Like
You know what I mean?
We're
They were right
there,
next to
bro.
him. You dig? But anyway, we apologize if we disappointed you by not giving it to Nas, but it's not personal. Shout out to the Clips. Shout out to hip hop having, with the exception of Drake, shout out to hip hop and rap having such worthy candidates overall this year.
The Hip Hop Museum has not opened yet, although he did.
They working.
He did contribute.
Yeah.
I think $1 million of his
He
own
just broke some
money
ground or some shit.
out of pocket, and
I can't wait to
also
go.
$1 million from the casino, from the Resort Worlds Casino. They put some money up too. So like we paid
definitely doing amazing things.
But it hasn't opened. When it opens, when they cut the tape,
we'll be there too.
I mean, the grand opening,
we'll be right there.
We're gonna be there, and we could talk about it then.
Yeah,
that part. Shout out to everybody again. Shout out to all the nominees. Shout out to the people who actually support us, not the weirdos in the chat that try to do that psychoanalyzing thing and saying the more you say this, the weaker it looks. And come on, man. Like again, stop acting like y'all wasn't arguing about rap at school. If this is for the niggas who at lunch with their mans, with their lady friends, playing spades, playing Uno, or arguing about rap. If y'all don't appreciate that, y'all don't love that. If you mad, I appreciate the anger. But if you on some torch bearing, wilding out, I can't take you serious. This is for my niggas who played spades, played Uno, and argued about rap. Cut class, was outside bullshitting and talking about their favorite rappers. You heard? And if this is the energy that you like, that's what we will continue to do year over year over year. This is our last stream. I don't think we're dropping anything else for the rest of the year unless some type of news breaks. You know what I mean? This is it for us for 2025, and we look forward to seeing y'all in 2026. But we got some super chats to get to before we get up out of here. You know what I mean? Jermaine L. Johnson super chat, arguably. Now, matter of fact, I'm not gonna do that because Tasha is the actual super chat MVP. But he's a runner-up for super chat MVP. Jermaine L. Johnson. 2025 everything hip hop MVP candidates: Malice, Nas, Master Pill, and The Alchemist. So we all on the same page. Yeah. That's the beautiful part about it. The people who speak the language are all reading from the same playbook. You know. Jermaine L. Johnson says plug one is a closer runner-up for MVP as well.
Did his thing.
Right.
He did his thing. Shout out to De La.
Ariel Smoke says Happy New Year's. How y'all feel about Fab protecting New York State for Diddy? No pause, all Diddy. I don't know what he's talking about.
Fab dropped the verse on the Rider beat, dissing 50, and there was some bars in there, bro. Like some good bars. Like
that's something we actually got to talk about later.
Yeah.
If 50 responds, because it looked like it might be a thing.
I don't think that's for 50.
I'll smarten up by the time we get to the studio.
Say that.
Don't forget about it. Oh, Donnie, forget about it. Back this week once again. Peace, fellas. Cliff's album was dope, no question. But I gotta go with De La's album as album of the year. That's fair.
It was a great album, man.
We don't want all the same answers.
The My True One. Nas, the unanimous MVP. 11 feature verses and fire album, 14 to 15 solo tracks. What's crazy is so many real hip hop has value beats more than lyrical content. Nas' lyrical performance has not been discussed at all. That's not true. We talked about it.
We discussed it
on this platform.
Yeah, we sure
literally the first thing I said was Nas' rapping is a 5 out of 5 on the album. Come on, man.
What's to say that one that's missing is the that New York State of Mind 3. Sorry,
TB or Teeb. T, you gotta let us know. Is it TB
or Tebby?
Because you have to be capitalized. I want to make sure I get the name right. 3632 says with a $20 holla. Hey, my faves, happy holidays and happy new year. Yeah. I'm recovering from sinusitis, tonsillitis, and I can't pronounce that while watching. That's cool. While watching my favorite pod. I can't take Jim Jones' music. I can't take Jim Jones' music take seriously when he claims he's better than Nas. Fair play.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
More importantly, appreciate the dub, but get well. Getting sick during the holidays got to be trash. All that good food, the good vibes, and you just feel sick. That's terrible.
Get well soon, love.
Facts. Jermaine L. Johnson spins back says, "What's better than 1 billion and 2, especially when they share the same hue as you? Whole family feud." Again, there are great moments within 444, but as a body of work,
Family Feud is fire though. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. OJ too.
T spins back again, says, "My prophetic king, Kendrick Lamar, a.k.a. the Boogeyman, rapped it best. Those superpowers is getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence." Damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Kendrick
bars. Hearing that now is damn.
Rasta Miyagi, the homie Zig. What up, family? Let Nas down, part 7.
Part 7, dog.
Ariel Smoke back again says Homemade will never live down Port Antonio.
Wow.
Agreed.
A lot of
Ariel
hoes,
Smoke.
man.
Did Port
Agreed.
Antonio in hindsight make it worse than what it already was?
Yep.
It did.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
did. Everything made it worse than what it already
T
was,
Spins
bro.
back says Cardi B's album "Am I the Drama" should have been an honorable mention as one of the best albums of this year. I rated album 8 out of 10.
No,
She didn't
can
write
do.
it.
I'll be
That's
there.
a
I'll be
sin,
there for
that's
the
a
tour,
sin
though.
question right there.
I'll take your word for it. No,
Sin
thank
would
you.
know he played it.
That's the Cardi B.
Shoulder shaking.
Sin told me
Sin
in
like
private.
Bodega Baddies. That's his favorite
Sin told
song.
me in private that he got Cardi over Doechii. He just didn't want to say it on the pod. So
Wow.
Bodega Baddies.
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Bodega Baddies.
I'm lying. He didn't say that.
They about
He did
to
not
kill us,
say
nigga.
that.
Chill.
He
Donnie.
said
Donnie,
that on his
forget
stem
about
player,
it.
John.
If I said that, it's because I was in danger.
He got Cardi on his
Is
stem.
that how we know that you've been kidnapped?
Yeah.
Migos,
Okay.
Migos was winning.
Alchemist run this shit needs to be studied. Real talk. Shout out Donnie.
Facts.
Forget about it.
Facts.
The homie Marco, where you been, gang?
Marcos. That's
Let's
the
get a
homie.
Nas Act album. Peace, y'all. What up, Marco? We ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you back on one of the streams,
Facts.
gang.
Salute.
Yes.
The homie Zig spin back with a $10 holla. Looking forward to the continuous growth for this brand and for you four brothers in the new year. Dope work as usual. Much love, bro. We trying our
Appreciate
best to
you.
continue leveling up. And our last super chat of 2025, Romeo D7549 says Nas is for hip hop, and he would be proud for Clips because he has, from Illmatic, been rapping about uplifting the culture. He would champion the Clips, and that's kind of
This is
an
true.
undertone
Yep.
of it too. Like
Yeah.
we not a pop
Respect it.
culture, we not a pop culture podcast. Everything is bars, everything is hip hop. So at the end of the day, I'd rather y'all argue with us about the niggas that we all like in unison as a family, as a podcast group, than us here pumping up Drake like academics does. This or saying Jim Jones is right or some silly shit like that. Let's have artistic arguments about our favorite artists. I can live with that, you know. But I think we can leave it right there. No more super chats. I was looking to see if T told us how to pronounce her name properly. But if you didn't, throw it in the comments so we could get it right next time.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But they need a balance. For the last time in 2025,
Yes.
take us home.
I need each and every one
At
of
the
you
buzzer.
amazing human
Oh,
beings.
we got-
Oh, we got one?
Oh
Ill
shit.
Magic. I like
Would
that.
y'all listen to T.I. album only produced by Tube? And what if Alchemist produced the next clip album? Hell yeah! What you
Hell
mean?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, that's his best. Some of his best shit is with Toon. So I'm definitely here for that.
A lot of it, yeah.
Definitely.
Good shit. Good shit.
Toon is fire.
That part.
Yeah.
So salute to Ill Magic at the buzzer. Go ahead, Denny.
Salute to each and every one of you lovely souls in the chat right now. Whether you're watching with us right now, you're going to spin it back later. Remember, hit the swipe and the hype. Like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. We love each and every one of y'all, even the haters, because y'all make the ball roll. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jarvie. Shout out to Sincere. Shout out to Macito. I'm Dini the Balance. With our powers combined, we bring in 2026 and like this. It's the Rap Roundtable, gang. Back for another one. We out of here.
Yes, sir. Much love. Happy New Year. Stay safe
Happy
into
New
the new
Year.
year.
Yeah.
And we will see y'all next year.